Robbie,
you're muted.
You're muted.
Should we start again? I honestly have no idea what happened there. Anyway, thank you. Welcome to the ProSynth Network live show. It is episode 293. We have some audio at last, and it is November the 14th. I hope you've had a fantastic week since last we met. And we're going to be doing a lot of just this week because it's pretty low on the news levels. So we'll be getting into stuff. So please do interact with the show. I'll tell you how to do that in just a moment. But welcome along. I hope that your week has been fruitful. If you're living in the UK, I hope you haven't been flooded out yet because it's chucking it down pretty much everywhere these last couple of days. And it's very wet and soggy here. Outside, that is. Inside, it's nice and dry and warm and toasty. And we'll try and help warm things up and get the weekend off to a good start with you guys. The first thing I want to address is that we are now testing a new feature that comes with our streaming platform, which is streaming in the vertical mode, because apparently that's what the kids like these days. So we thought, well, we'll give it a go and we'll see how it all kind of pans out. So let us know your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Whatever. It's entirely up to you which version you watch. We don't even know quite how it affects numbers and things, but we'll look into that and we'll just give it a go. There's only one way to find out. But one thing I did notice, and maybe that's what I did there to mute myself, is that there is a vertical mode, and when we play a video like the opening video, I was getting double sound. It was all slightly out of sync, and it was a little bit off-putting.
Yeah, that was the same here, Robbie.
Yeah, so very odd. And of course, we have to kind of sit in the middle of our screens so that we get... so you don't sort of just like get this or that. Anyway, we'll give it a go, and we can see who's watching in vertical because it does tell us. So hello to all you people watching in the vertical mode. Please do let us know, either in the comments or get in touch with us, prosynthnetwork@gmail.com, or even on the Facebook group. Let us know what you think of this. Do you want it? Do you like it? Should we keep it? Should we ditch it? You know, it's entirely up to you. We are here for you, of course. And that leads nicely on to the housekeeping section part of the show. First of all, if you haven't already, give us a subscription. That doesn't cost you anything, and it means the absolute world to us. It helps boost our ratings and our distribution and our numbers. So please, if you haven't already subscribed, even if you don't want to watch every week, just hit the subscribe button. But if you want to be reminded, hit the bell button too, and then YouTube will tell you every time that we set a show up and go live. If you want to give us a thumbs up during the show if you like what you see, or even a thumbs down if you don't like what we're doing, tell us. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing the same and we won't get any better. So do give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down during the show. That would be fantastic. Of course, if you're watching on catch up, you can do it in the what do they call it? The catch up. Anyway, give us a share as well. If you know someone who might benefit from watching such a show, then please do share our link around and let everyone know. We are here for you guys and girls and the dogs and the cats and anyone else that's interested in synthesizers and music technology. So please, if you know someone who might enjoy the show, let them know. It's how we spread the word and get it out there. Now, as I said, we are a community-based channel. We are here for you, and that means that it costs us money to do that, and you guys support us fantastically by doing a number of things. One of those things that you can do is subscribe to our Patreon page. Just go to prosynthnetwork.com/Patreon. It takes you to our Patreon page, and on that page you get access to exclusive video content, ad-free content. You get all the Synthspirations are thrown up there for you to go through. You can just flick through at your leisure. And of course, you also get free stuff. You get free sounds and patches for your synthesizers, be they hardware or software, or you've got brand new decent sampler instruments. The last one we threw up last week was the Kawai PHM Pop module, which is a really cool little module. I highly recommend that you subscribe to Patreon just for that alone. It's a really cool module, and there will be an update coming to that because, as I said last week when we announced it, there were a few sounds that weren't quite working. And obviously say thank you again to Ger Hughes from Custom Sonics, who built that for us. We provided him with all the samples, and he created the interface and put it all in, and it works brilliantly. But there were some that some of the samples were a little bit bad and corrupted, shall we say. So we are working on that. Thanks to Ger for letting me know which ones they were, and I'll get those resampled. So you can get all of that just by subscribing to our Patreon page. It's a minimum $2 a month, which is less than the price of a cup of coffee a month, just to help us go. So that's fantastic if you could do that. You can also buy merchandise. I'm not wearing any merchandise today, but I'm going to show you the t-shirt I am wearing in just a moment, because I want to give them a shout out. But if you want ProSynth Network merchandise, for example, you can have big water bottles, you can have drinks coasters and t-shirts and sweaters and hoodies, and there's Christmas jumpers. Get your Christmas jumper orders in before the end of next week for guaranteed delivery before Christmas. And then I think it's the week after for guaranteed expedited delivery, which means that you pay a bit more, but it does come before Christmas. So if you want the Christmas jumper, and it's a new design this year, get your orders in now. It's well worth doing. Now then, that's that. We also have a Discord channel. So if you want to come and join us outside of the show, prosynthnetwork.com/Discord, and you can interact and mingle with the community there any time of the day. We've even got a pub channel on there. So if you want to just hop in and have a random chat with people, you can do that too. So that's cool. Let me see. I think that's everything in terms of the links. If you want to chat to anyone during the show, certainly in the show, ask a question, preface your comment with a big capital Q. That way we can identify you and put your comment in the appropriate place, and we'll come to it as and when. You can follow us across all of the major decent social media channels: YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok as well. That is everything. I mentioned Synthspirations earlier. We're a little bit devoid of Synthspirations at the moment. All you've got to do, Synthspirations is just a feature that we have where our viewers tell us what inspired them to like synthesizers and get into the whole thing. You might have some records or some cassettes or some CDs, or you might just recount some tales of experiences that you had. Put it on camera, film it. Doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be high production values. Just film yourself talking about that. Send it in to us. Use a file transfer service like WeTransfer or Swiss Transfer, and get that into us. Send it to prosynthnetwork@gmail.com or just rob@prosynthnetwork.com, and we'll feature you on the show, and we'll also make that exclusively available without any adverts or having to go through shows to our Patreons and our YouTube channel members, who I forgot to mention. YouTube channel members get exactly the same benefits as our Patreons. Can I go home now? I think I'm done. So yeah, there we go. We're in vertical video format as well, so let us know how that's all working out for you, and we'll come and have a look at those comments and see whether we keep it or not. But in the meantime, let me just also say thank you to Steve the Bastard in Australia. Thank you very much for your Australian $10. We've got Matt Evans. Thank you very much indeed. Just say no to blue LEDs. Yeah, just ask him about his D50 and blue LEDs. Thank you very much for your donation. Much appreciated. Andrew Brooks is playing on my OCD there. £5 and a penny. That means somebody has to offer up 99p. And of course, that has happened because the Hand of Lenin has donated $1.99. So that's rounded that up nicely. Thank you very much indeed to all of you for doing that for us. That's fantastic. We love your support. Thank you very much indeed. Right, okay. What's this here? Droigon says, could you please pull up that grey fabric behind you for 1 second? I will pay you backsies. No. It's the simple answer. Nothing on is getting lifted until the appropriate time, and now is not the appropriate time. Anyway, talking of appropriate times, I need to bring in our guests, our panel. It's not guests so much. It does feel a bit odd this week because we've had some really good guests over the last few weeks. Yeah, last week's one was brilliant with Guido from GS Music. If you haven't watched it already, go back and watch that one at your leisure. Guido is a genius, and he's making some incredibly good synthesizers. But we've just got a regular panel this week. There's 4 of us. Jason won't be making it this week because he's not long got home, and he's like a drowned rat because, of course, the weather here is awful. But he says he will try and join us in the chat at some point. Also, I want to say a quick hi to Rebecca, who is new here. So welcome. Thanks for joining in, and I hope you like what you see and you stay and give us a subscription. That would be lovely too. And in lieu of Jason, we've got the wonderful Shroomy, who is in there. Nice to see you here, Shroomy. Hope you're entertained. Make sure your dad is dry and warm and has cocoa and whatever to warm him up. Bless him. Good to see you here, Shroomy. Right, okay, let's just get rid of that banner that's there because it's annoying me. Boom, gone. Right, let's get into it. Scott McCauley, how you doing, sir?
Right, I wasn't expecting to be first there.
I know, I keep you on your toes. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. It's been a steady week.
Yep.
This week, just working away with this Breeze 6 again, and I've also yesterday just took the bite and bought that Thoman deal on the on the Melbourne Instruments.
Oh yes,
Delia. So what a cracking deal that was. So I thought I'd said to myself, right, no more synths this year, and then I seen that and I thought, no, I've got to get that. That's crazy deal. Yeah,
there it is on Thoman at the moment. It is down to 1,390 from 2,595. That's a 46% discount. Unfortunately, all sold out. So if you snooze, you lose. But you managed to get in there, yeah?
Yes, I did. It's been shipped today, so it should be here next week.
Yeah, I know other retailers are doing that deal as well, but again, they're all
Signal
sold out,
Sounds are doing it. They've not got the stock in, but the deal is still there to be had. So, Signal Sounds. Well, they were earlier on today, unless it's changed now, but certainly worth a check anyway. Perfect Circuit and things were doing the same deal. So
okay, so it's global as opposed to just
well, Anderton's didn't have it. Anderton's still had it at the same price for some reason. So I don't know whether they've maybe just done a select bunch of distributors that are allowed to do it or something. I'm not sure, but good deal anyway. Very good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is an amazing synthesizer. I saw it demonstrated at Super Booth, and it was one of those booths that you had to like queue up to get hold of because it was so dense around it. It's a very, very good thing. Excellent stuff. Well, good to see you, Scotty. Thanks for joining us as always. And let's move back further down south in the country to Gloucestershire. And in the Shires live the Hobbits. And here's our very own.
Evening.
Hello. You all right?
Yeah. I've got my, everyone's been talking about the Apple sock, so I've got my Samsung sock. That's
oh yes, that thing. Yeah, I saw.
And if you want one, only 199 quid. Except I can't get my phone out now.
See, that's why you pay them more with the Apple one. You see, because it just instantly pops out.
Which will stretch and get wet, and what.
Other than foot furniture, how are you?
I'm good. I've had new alarms fitted. I've had CCTV put throughout the place.
Is that in case anybody steals you?
It's in case anyone steals Liz.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. That's
Yeah. I need, otherwise, how will I eat and how will things get washed? I don't know.
Well, indeed,
so that's what happens. One of those threads, possibly geosynths.
Talking of which, I just before you say anything, Jamie, mate, welcome to the chat. We've missed you around. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling better, mate. So good to see you. Anyway, back to Andrew.
There we go. So yes, alarms and cameras and all sorts of things, beefing up the security locks and everything else, just because it's time of year to do it, really. And lots and lots of sound design have been for the last 2 weeks, really, and that's just about done now. So really, I'm a very happy bunny at the moment.
Excellent. Good to hear it. Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
And always bringing up the rear, as he's very capable of doing, is our very own Kenneth Spong. Hello.
You probably don't want to see my special sock. It's good day.
Is it
good
stuck
day
on the wall?
Yeah. Then you know it's time to wash.
Yeah.
All good. Had a brilliant day today.
Oh, good. Lots of spraying, I presume.
22 items.
Wow.
3 coats.
You sprayed 3 coats?
Yep. Well, they were in there. They shouldn't have been left in there.
No.
Mind you, I shouldn't be spraying in a cloakroom, really, but there you go.
Did you finish off that ARP 2600 you were working on yesterday?
Yes, I did. She's all ready and rocking and ready to go. I've got to pull out the Emulator 1 tomorrow out of the garage that I...
that Emulator one.
Yeah, that Emulator one. Out of the shed after actually burying it with an absolute ton of Mustang parts, which now all have to come back out.
It's kind of hard to bury that Emulator one. It's like the Thai flipping tanning, isn't
The
it?
thing is, it's been right by the door, easy to grab and pull out for like a year. And literally 2 days after I bury it,
They need it
which
back.
comes round going, oh, we need the Emulator 1 now. It's sold on Behringer.
Oh, it did it?
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't see it on there. Or did I?
So there's somewhere on the planet there is a mentally unstable person.
Yes. But at least you can tell him that Dave Rossum had his paws all over it just last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think about getting it signed. And I thought,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you know,
But yeah, I mean, if it was mine, yeah.
yeah, I got mine
You
signed.
could sign it, Kent.
No, that would definitely devalue it.
Well, yeah, but
So, and the MKS 70.
Oh, yeah.
The front panel now works. All the buttons now work.
Oh, lovely.
Got that going. I had to do some clever super gluing with ribbon cable. We won't go with that. But it worked. But it's still not receiving MIDI. It's like... I didn't know. You can't change the MIDI channel on an MKS 70 unless you have the PG800.
I didn't know that.
oh,
Didn't
that's
know that.
right. Yeah, that's
Didn't know
right.
that. Not that
So-
I would ever need to know that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going, well, if it's not receiving MIDI, it's either the MIDI is broken, the PC 900 is packed up or something like that, or it's on a weird MIDI channel. So I got the PG 200 and I will sort that out tomorrow, hopefully.
Nice.
So the Oscar's done. Both the ARP 2600s are done. That third ARP 2600 is done. Yeah, the Oscar just needed the buttons glued in because what a lot of people don't know is on an Oscar, when they get quite old, if you turn them upside down, all the buttons fall out.
Yeah.
Straight up.
that.
Yeah, they were held,
Gravity-fitted buttons.
yeah, they were held in with little tiny sort of like elastic bands that sat over the knob of the switch and just this piece of plastic that sat on top, and it held it together. And when they get really old, it gets all sort of like
Perished.
manky sort of thing, and they get all loose. So you turn them, if you turn it upside down, all the little buttons fall out. Brilliant design. So yeah. So rather than take up any more of your show,
No, that's cool.
that
Always good.
has been my day, and it's been good. And the new white high build primer has gone on like a glove.
Nice.
And tomorrow I'm putting on colour, and then applying clear coat, and actually have completed panels by Wednesday morning, because I have to get it done by Wednesday morning because apparently we're forecast snow.
Yes,
on Wednesday.
apparently.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
apparently.
Yeah, well, here anyway. So it has to
Anyway.
be done by Wednesday.
Indeed. Cool. Excellent. Right. Well, we might as well crack on. We've killed a good 20 odd minutes just, flapping around here. Yeah, testiculating. So I just...
Oh, and
I'm gonna
just to mention,
oh,
10 of the ProSense Network
the
Super Duper
lights.
displays will
Yeah.
be available at the end of the month.
Nice. We shall throw those up
9.
onto the merch site.
9.
Throw them up onto the
9.
merch site.
8.
Right, shut up. I just want to put this
7.
on the screen. This is. I was literally notified this about 10 minutes before we came on air. A friend of mine in London sent this and said, "Would you be interested?" This is, I believe, I forget the make of it now. Is it
DNA?
Yeah, it's one of those, I think. It's a bloody great mixing desk, and it's free. if you want it in Acton, West London. If you want that desk, get in touch with MJQ Limited on Facebook. It looks amazing. It's fully operational, apparently, but it's got to go. And they can't sell it, so they're giving it away for free. So if you want that, let me just bring... There were some other photos of
Actually,
it.
that's a Soundcraft, isn't it?
No, it's a Q...
Alan Heath.
No, that's not it.
Not a Trident, then.
No, do you know, I've lost the bloody link.
SSL?
No,
No.
hang on a minute.
Certainly not.
Behringer?
No. DDA.
So have a look.
Should be a DDA.
BBC?
QVC,
TRS?
ABC, easy as. It is
ITV?
a DDA QMR32.
There you go, DDA.
Ah,
Pop up.
okay.
And if you want it, it's free in Acton, West London, West 3. That's all I know about it. And if you buy it and it doesn't work, don't blame me. But it's there. And I just thought I'd throw that out there because one of my colleagues at Gear News notified me to say, do you want it? And I said, I'd love to have it, but can barely fit the one I've got in here. So there you go. If you're interested in that, look up MJQ Limited on Facebook. And you might
Wish I knew how to mix.
Well, yeah, I wish I'd had a room to put it in, and then I'd learn. But there you go. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. I think the first thing we've got, and I'm a little bit worried about playing the video, so I don't think I'm going to play it because they've used copyrighted material, and if I use their material, which has got other copyrighted material in, I might get busted. So I'm not going to do it. That's the decision I've made. It's an executive one. I'm able to do that sort of thing. But this is brand new from Behringer. There it is. It's the BQ10, which is their interpretation. Is that a word? Can we use that word? Interpretation. Their reimagining of the Korg SQ10 and also the Korg MSO2, which is bolted onto the side. Let's have a little bit of a closer look at it. There it is. So this is a 3-lane, 8-step per lane sequencer. Now the original, I believe, was 12. There you go. There's an original SQ10. 3 channels of 12 steps. The Behringer one has 3 channels of 8. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing because I've not used neither. But this is $149. It also includes on the right hand side there, you see it says trigger processor. That's one of those. The Korg MSO2 interface, which allowed you to connect other things to it. So it's all into one box and you can have it for as I said, $149. I think it's 129 quid.
Wow.
I kind of like these sorts of sequences because it is very hands-on, very manual. This supports multiple voltages, so 1 volt, 2 volt, 5 volt, and 8 volt. Trigger levels of 5 and 10 volts. It's got pretty much everything that the original had in there. And not only is it a desktop unit, you can whack the end cheeks off and stick it into a Eurorack if you are so inclined to do. I kind of like this. I don't know. Kent, have you had many of the originals in? Can you see this being a worthy replacement of the original at all?
I have two. I have one that's in the attic and another one that's been in the garden about a year. And,
has it sprouted yet?
Yeah, no. But this is the question we always have to ask. I mean, it's Behringer, but does it sound like an SQ10? No, these are brilliant because the SQ10 itself it's apart from obviously it has the 12 steps. It is limited in terms of what the Behringer one can do because, like you say, it has the other unit bolted onto it and MIDI out. But it supports Hertz volts and all this great stuff that's in it, and it gives people the opportunity to experience what it was like to use an SQ10.
Yeah.
Because it was quite a unique kind of sequencer. I mean, nearest comparison would be from the System 100. Good luck affording one of them.
Yes, well.
If you can find one. So, yeah, massively welcome. I kind of partial to get one of these myself, although it would be several months before I have any money of any worth, which is why I've been absolutely enjoying, Black Friday so much. When you have fourpence in your pocket and you go, I could have got one. Oh, man. So, yeah, highly welcomed. Highly welcomed. Yeah, good on Behringer getting this one out. Yeah, brilliant.
Scotty, my man. Oh, it's changed.
Yeah, it was too hot. Far too hot in here.
Any thoughts on this?
She said.
I think I may down the road get this just for, it would all purely for sort of jamming around in the studio with. That was all it would be for. But I've used very little sort of the old style sequencers. I've always been very sort of DAW sequencer computer. And this does appeal to me. That's just I think you would come away with far better riffs with something like that because it's so much more hands-on. Yeah, and the price is amazing for what it is. It's a very, very good price. So yeah, I think down the line at some point I will be grabbing one of them.
Yeah,
just as a toy, just as a fun piece in the studio.
It's a nice little creative tool, shall we say?
Yeah, and I've just read in the chat there that someone says that the pitch is quantized as well, which will be that'd be good fun.
Yeah,
it is if you use MIDI, because MIDI, that's kind of how it works. Yeah.
What do you think about this, Andrew?
Well, I've spent the last few weeks creating sequences exactly like this kind of sequence using both software and hardware, and I'm surrounded by machines that can sequence, but none of them, I mean, every single one of the ones I've got, including the software ones, you kind of have to enter and test and try again and do all that stuff. It's a colossal pain in the arse. I love that this is, twist a knob and that sets your pitch, try a different one, because you can come up with patterns really, really fast, and then you can use one of the other channels, as we all have done in the past, to change something like filter or envelope opening or resonance or whatever. 129 quid. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely getting one of these, and because it works for MIDI. It also, I think, what's really good, the trigger section on the right, it does convert hertz to volts and volts to hertz. So some of the older synths, some of the older Korg stuff, there it is on the right. You can, they run on hertz for the voltage, as it were, whereas most everything else is working on different voltages depending what these, and that allows you to change from one to the other freely. So if you've got some old gear, it does it. There's nothing I don't like about this except on the video from Behringer they say, and we've updated it so that rather than having just 12 channels, 12 steps, you now have 8. It's going to work.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I really actually don't care, because you can actually, there are lots of different sequencing modes. You can run it as 16 steps, or you can run it as 8 or 3 separate. There's all sorts of different modes.
The first two channels can be as 16 steps, and then the third one can run independently and do modulation and what have you.
What do you think of it, Robbie?
I kind of like it. I like that sort of way of doing it, just by twiddling some knobs and just that kind of instant gratification. But I think my mind is very much that like 16 steps in one strip and then multiples thereof. So it would probably take a little bit of getting used to. And I don't have Eurorack or modular, so I know you can use MIDI on this, but it kind of, for me, it sets itself up nicely for use in that world, and I'm not in that world, so.
I'm going to be using it on all of this gear. Because it does it via MIDI. The fact that I can twist the knobs and in real time be getting feedback on the tonality, any steps I've missed, any rests, that kind of stuff. When you're programming it one at a time, it just takes forever. And it's not particularly creative. This is so. I'm definitely going to be getting one. Definitely.
The thing about setting steps via knobs, you can have happy mistakes where you can get a sequence you never would have thought of getting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I think why they have gone for updating it so that it's 8 steps rather than 12 is actually 9 times out of 10, 12 doesn't, shall we say, without offending anybody, 12 steps does not fit in with most the people who would be buying this into their musical style.
Indeed.
8 fits, 12
8
would
and
not.
16s, yeah.
Yeah.
But that isn't that the beauty of that is that 12 makes you start to think a little bit outside the norm.
Well, funny enough, when I used my SQ10, I was literally, showing down the other. Oh, that's right. Yeah, don't need them. I'm going to be doing 8 because it'd be 8 or 16, and it wouldn't be 12 or 24.
But hang on, couldn't you? Am I right in thinking with the SQ10, you could run one of them as an 8-step sequencer and another one as a 12?
Yep.
Or and whatever, and that meant that you could get essentially control voltages controlling other things like filters or whatever. So you got a non-repeating, or a much longer cycle. So it would take 24 steps before. Yeah, thank you, polyrhythmic.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool about it.
Mm.
Yeah, but the idea that you can have one sequence running for notation, one running for say filter, sweep, and another one running for VCAs and stuff like that simultaneously was just like, yeah, it's good to sit down and just twiddle with it and see what you get, and you go, oh, I like this, and bang.
Yeah.
What would be really nice if it had a save function?
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet.
I think it was probably a case of they probably couldn't fit 12 steps in to that form factor with everything else, and as you say, multiples of 8 tend to be the favoured thing. But I guess you can mess around with these and turn various steps.
Maybe just the way the chips work.
All that, could be lots of things.
Well, it's either
have 8 or 16 kind of scenario.
Yeah, and if it's you can't fit 16 in
and
that,
12, you got a chip being half used.
Yeah.
So we're not cost effective from that point of view.
If you want to have a look at what is on offer there, BQ10, you can just click this thing here. You can see it on the horizontal version of our show, but if I go like that, you'll see it on the vertical version. Click on the QR code, or scan the QR code. Don't click on it. It doesn't actually do anything if you click on it. Scan it with their mobile device. Although if you're watching vertically on the mobile device, I don't know how that would work. Mm-hmm. Maybe take a screenshot and then you can do it from. I don't know. Do something. Anyway, it's there. And that's the Behringer BQ10, which is available to order now. And as with all Behringer releases, it probably won't be shipping for a little while yet. But it's only, let's say, 149 US, 129 UK. Which is, it's just ridiculously cheap. So have fun with that. Right, okay, that's the Behringer. Let's see what we've got next. Yes, let's talk about this one, because I know people have opinions on this. I'll play the trailer. This is it's not necessarily a new thing, but it's an update to an existing thing, a groundbreaking controller and synthesizer in its own right. This is the new 61 key Osmose.
Great advert.
Clever.
You're muted, Robbie.
What is going on? How weird is that? I think it's something to do
with the vertical.
Oh, this is my opportunity. It's probably the user.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Finally.
no, it's something to do with this vertical thing. When I hide the video because I'm hearing it twice, so I hide it on my screen, and when I bring it back in, it seems to mute my mic. Anyway, I'm now forewarned that that's what's doing it. So this is brand new from Expressive E. It is the Osmose 61. There it is. I love this website. It says really simple thing, but when you scroll down, watch what happens to the Osmose. That's so cool. I like that.
That's the best service manual I've seen in ages.
Yeah. And it works in both. Look at that. Anyway, I am easily pleased, as you can tell.
I think he's hurt himself.
This was originally available in 49, and now it's available in 61 keys. It's 1,999 euros. I believe that's around 1,750 something pounds. And that's the 61 key version, so it's exactly the same. It's just had a few extra keys whacked on the end. It still comes with the Hacken Audio sound engine built in. Lots of good stuff in there. I'm speaking to Expressive E at the moment to see if I can get one of these 61 keys in to do maybe some videos with it. So fingers crossed.
Send
that
it
might
here.
happen.
Send it here.
But because there's something else I want to. Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But they've been doing some brilliant sort of partnerships with software companies that do MPE stuff. And yeah, so there you go. This is the Osmose 61. Now I know that Scotty.
Yes.
You not recently just got the 49 kit. Are you? First of all, are you a little disappointed that you didn't wait, or are you happy with the 49?
No. For me, for what I would probably use this Osmose for, it wouldn't be massive sort of extended chords and things anyway. It's more, to me, it's more of a sort of solo kind of instrument. Don't get me wrong, the pads and things that are in it are stunning. But yeah, I did see it as soon as it came out, and I thought, yeah, that's typical. But the price I got that 49 key one for a start, plus for what I would need it for, I think 61 notes would be just overkill for me. But yeah, it's a very good key bed. I love it. I really do love it. Sorry to say, Kent.
Well, let's explain. You had a 49. You
Yes.
didn't like it. You didn't get on with it. Would an extra bunch of keys tacked on the end help?
Well, I could play it even worse then, couldn't I? With more keys at my finger. No, the thing is, I mean, after watching James Dyson playing one, and now they've got the 61 noter, and I'm going, oh, yeah, maybe. But I can wait. I'll wait for it to come down.
Yeah.
Or the 49 to come down. I could revisit the 49 again, but I would, like, actually, funny enough, like Scott says, I would play it differently to how I was playing it the first time around, because I was trying to get lots going on, and it's not really ideal for that kind of scenario. So, and now that there's been other software companies getting involved with it, and the sounds are getting improved and stuff, because I didn't like the sounds it was doing either. Its internal ones, anyway.
The internal stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So, but after watching James Dyson, then playing, other MPE-based, software and hardware from it, I'm going, yeah, I might have missed a trick on that one.
Yeah.
So I might revisit it.
The Hacken engine, Ken, isn't really. I find it a little bit throaty. It's everything seems to be in the mid-range. There doesn't seem to be much body about it.
Yeah.
But when you start messing about with Omnisphere,
this is it.
and starting to get into these soft synths that can cope with it, it does open it up. Yeah.
Well, it was a matter of,
I was playing about with it with pigments, and it sounded amazing.
Well, it was a matter of timing, because now Omnisphere is out and now accepts MPE,
Yeah.
as opposed to when I had the Osmose where it didn't. Yeah. It could have been ended up being a beautiful controller, because at the time it was kind of tied down to the sounds that were in it, and like you say, I went right through all the sound patches on it and couldn't find one sound that I actually really liked. And normally any other keyboard on the planet, I'll find 2 or 3 patches on it. I go, oh yeah, this is worthwhile buying for those, because of those patches. When I went right through the Osmose, I didn't find one. No, that was the first time I think I've ever sat down with a machine and couldn't find anything that I actually really liked on it.
I mean,
of course, now things have moved on.
Yeah, I've only ever played these at trade shows and stuff. I've never really seriously spent time. I remember when Ben and I went to Superbooth and we were playing around with it, and they'd got some internal patches loaded up, and they did seem very much like Scott says, they seem like solo patches. And if you started to mess around with chords, you had to really be careful about how you played them, because you go off a little to the left or the right, and that can really shake things up a little bit badly. But I don't know, I'm still amazed actually that you've got this controller. I mean, it's a synthesizer, but essentially, you talk about that control mechanism that is very elaborate and very expressive, nothing else like it, and you've got this really powerful physical modelling engine in there as well. And I still think that £2,000 is a steal for something this capable and this powerful. So I'm very interested. I've always sort of thought, should I get one or not? So I'm going to see if I can get hold of one and have a play with it, and then really make my mind up. What about you, Andrew?
I'm kind of with you on this. I've lusted after one of these ever since they came out, and I get that for Kent, he couldn't find. The articulation thing was just, everything sounded awful, and he couldn't find the sounds he liked. But I've just seen lots of demos, and I notice you can change what parameters are used, so you don't have to have the sideways stuff enabled straight away, and you can certainly dial it in so it's more or less, so you have to give it a bit more to make that work, kind of stuff. But as a controller, I love it. The engine, the Harken engine, I've seen demos of that where it actually sounds very good indeed once you tinker with it. But I think Scott's hit it on the head, which is where you start using it with other things. And there's been lots of comments in the chat as well about the Rowley equator stuff and various, and of course Omnisphere and others, even a lot of the Cherry stuff. It's £2,000 for the 61, but I have to say I quite like the idea of the 61 key. I really do. £2,000 though, I just haven't got £2,000 at the moment, and I'd not quite sell a leg for it, but it's getting very close. I just want to see how it plays around with.
Yeah,
there we go. Has anyone tried it with the SWAM? Yeah, has anyone tried it with the SWAM stuff or VLEX? Anyone?
Well, I don't know how well it would work with something like the EX5 or the VL70, because they're not MPE instruments, and so the only expression they've got is velocity and aftertouch and breath. I don't quite know how it would work with those. Or, I mean, I'm sure it would work in some degree. I don't know. But if anybody has, let Nick know. Yeah, I'm keen to spend some time with it. Like you, I don't have a couple of grand to just throw at it in case I don't like it. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get one in for a bit of a review. Maybe do some live videos. And but I tell you what, they do that I am a fan of, and I've been picking these up because they will also work with any other MPE controller. Is the Expressive Suites that they do. Now, what the Expressive Suite is where they get together with a software provider and they do a special package of MPE certified or EE certified presets with a particular instrument. So they did the Legend HZ, the Hans Zimmer thing, and now they are doing this thing with the Lounge Lizard, which is AAS's physically modelled electric piano. There's a reed piano and a tine piano, so we can pretty much figure out where what they've been inspired by. And they're superb electric piano models. Now we've got these MPE patches, and I'm thinking, MPE with an electric piano? That sounds a bit odd. And then I watched the demo. I think that sounds rather nice. It's different. It's kind of broadened the palette of an electric piano. I kind of like that. And the beauty of these suites is that you can buy the patches for a very low price if you've already got Lounge Lizard, or if you don't have Lounge Lizard, you can get it at a massively discounted price with the plugin and the presets, and then use them yourself. If you don't have Lounge Lizard, it's €99.50 at the moment. It's just €20 for the presets if you've already got the plugin. So they do really good deals, and they work really, really nicely. What do you think about an electric piano with MPE expression? Did that sound weird to you? Well, what?
No,
where's my USB cable?
It was very guitar-like. It had this kind of guitar kind of feel about it, didn't it?
I get it. Trust me, I do get it. But when you take a plugin that's modelled to match its original counterpart perfectly, and then do that to it, is the analogy that I've used before of buying a beautiful restored Ferrari and then putting a wrap on it of with pictures of cats using a litter tray. I'm sorry. It's no.
Think outside the box, man.
No,
I disagree.
no, because I'm hearing it and I'm going, what the like that. Having an episode.
There's a guy that we've all seen on YouTube who has altered a clavinet D and put a whammy bar on it.
Yes.
It's a physical thing.
Yeah.
It's a physical thing, and lots of people. I've seen quite a few people say about this in chat, saying, "Well, it's not real. Once you do that, it's not real." I've just spent 2 weeks bending electric pianos. And it's not these ones, but I have, because there is something about the sound that lends itself to that. And we've seen lots of players, George Duke, Herbie Hancock, who use electric piano sounds, and they'll bend them because it sounds good, because it makes you get that kind of electric guitar thing. You get that sort of thing you get with
it's like the harmonics you get off the strings. Yeah.
And it's about how you do it. If it's just it's dreadful, but this is going further than that. So I really like this. I like the pitch bend on the the further down expression with the Osmose. I like that a lot. I think this is good. I get where you're at with it, Kent, but I'm really happy with this. I think this is a really good idea.
Will you be picking up this preset pack, Scott?
Yes.
Yep.
I was looking at the HCs, the HC as well. That sounds amazing. Yeah.
That is good. Definitely. Yeah, they've done a few of these expressive packs. They've done the Lounge
a few on the
June
site,
3,
yeah.
Synapse Audio's June 3, and then Myth by Dawson was another one that they did. Hive 2 and Faceplant. I think that was the first one, Faceplant. And I've got a few of those, and they are very good, especially with the Polybrute 12. And what's the other thing that I've got that's got Poly 8? Oh, that's it. I've got one of those launch control pad things, a bit like not quite like the Ableton Push, but it's got Poly AT on it, and it does come out quite nicely on there. So. Yeah, interesting stuff. But Expressive E, a couple of things in the last 7 days, of course, this Lounge Lizard Expressive Suite, and of course the Osmose 61, which is an expansion of the original. And if you want more keys, you can have them now. It's all good. Right, let's just give a shout out to some people. Thank you very much, Andrew, for $2.93, and thank you, Scott McCauley Sounds, for topping it up and rounding it out. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And I'm never sure whether it's Mike or Mick or Mickey or Mikey C, but 20 Swedish krona is incredibly generous of you, so thank you very much indeed. And let me know if I pronounced your name or butchered it badly in there. I do want to say a couple of things before we move on to the next topic. Now, I'm sure you all know our colleague Peter James Stephen, who helps me out with the live events that we do. We've done Bristronica, we've done Synth, and of course, Peter has been working very hard at setting up Synth Southwest. Tickets will be going on sale soon, and we'll let you know all about that. But Synth Southwest is taking place on the 21st of March in Dawlish, down in Devon. So make sure you pencil in that date in your calendar, and we'll let you know when the tickets are available. It's going to be a big day expo, and then there's going to be an evening of electronic music across the road in the theatre, and we have got a brilliant headliner for you. More about that as and when. But we want to just send all of our love to Peter and Sarah, his lovely wife, because unfortunately they lost their son Craig this week. And what can you say to someone who has lost a child? Craig was a grown man. He wasn't a little kiddie, but he was a grown man. And you are in our minds and in our thoughts and in our hearts. And I know that you've been receiving a lot of affection, and he just wanted to say that how touched he and Sarah are with the messages. And there you go. So thanks ever so much for everything you do, and I hope that the coming days things will ease a little bit. And we've had a little bit of a chat offline, and I know that things will get better. They always do. But love to you both in that. I don't know if you guys want to add anything to that.
No, just very sad. Very sad. I seen it when he posted it through the week this week. I just thought, oh dear. Yeah, it's just something that no parent expects to see, It's just very difficult. But yeah, we're all thinking about you, Peter, you and your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Peter very graciously and kindly shared some of his experiences with his son with me, because we're going through a similar situation. There's sometimes not always most positive outcomes. Sometimes stuff happens, but clearly he was loved, and clearly it's a dreadful shame that these things happen. And Peter, my heart goes out to you. I was in floods when I found out, so big love, mate.
Yeah, loads of lovely messages coming through. I'm sure Peter will take a lot of comfort from that. And so, if you know Peter, then please do drop him a line. But looking forward to seeing you again, buddy. I know we exchanged a message today. Things are coming on nicely with Synth Southwest, and so your work is truly appreciated for that. And we're going to dedicate the entire show to Craig, because he would have loved it. He was coming. The Synth Southwest will be in honour of Craig, and it'll be a good show for him, for sure. Anyway, I also want to give a shout out, because I don't think I have done it yet, and I did mention this at the top of the show. Let me just move my microphone out of the way, because I want you to see this wonderful T-shirt from Clan Analogue. Clan Analogue are a collective of, it's a label basically, and they do amazing music on Bandcamp. If you search for Clan Analogue on Bandcamp, they got in touch with me because they did a whole album based on FM synthesis, and they're all the way down in Australia. And they got in touch and said, "We love the show, and we'd love to send you a T-shirt. We know you're a big FM fan," so that's what they did. They sent it over, and if you go to bandcamp.com or clananalog.bandcamp.com, there's plenty of material there that the label have, and it's just a collective over there in Sydney, and they do some wonderful stuff. So please do go and give them a listen. Buy some stuff if you like what you hear. They do also sell these T-shirts in the merch department as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can pick there. That's the T-shirt I've got there, the FM synthesis one, because they know I'm an FM nerd. So yeah, there you go. It's all there for you to go. So a big shout out to you guys over there in Australia. We are very happy that you watch the show and enjoy it. And thank you for the T-shirt. It's much appreciated. I've worn it 2 or 3 times now, and it's a very nice T-shirt, very well made. Right, that's the plug over. I can't remember what barcode that is in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Let me just double check. I think that was for the Osmose, I believe. Yes, it was. If you want to scan that code there, I'll try and do it. There isn't a way that I can do it that works in vertical and horizontal. But, that thing that's near the top of my head, I said, oh, yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? There you go. Whatever. Click it. It takes you to the Osmose page. I think we mentioned this last week because we squeezed some news in just at the end of our interview with Guido from GS Music, and this is the news that there's been a version update to both the Oberheim TO5 or TEO5, I don't know quite how you pronounce that, and also to the Sequential Take 5, which of course are kind of sister synthesizers. Let's have a quick listen to what it's all about. So there you go. Am I muted? No, look at that. It worked.
Hurrah!
Hurrah! He can do his thing. Yeah, so shut up. These obviously were sister synthesizers because they came out around the same time. They both just got this new update at the same time. The key feature that has been added to both of them is polychaining. So now you can take 2 of them and get 10 voices of polyphony and not just 5, which, is nice. But I just kind of think, isn't it a bit of a clunky way to get 10 voices of polyphony from a synthesizer? They're not exactly cheap synthesizers. They're affordable within their range, but they're not exactly, budget synthesizers. And do you want 2 of them? Do you want 2 desktop units or 2 keyboard units or 1 of each? Just so you can get... I don't know. Was there a demand for that? Who's got a TEO 5 or a Take 5?
Yeah. I've got both of them, yeah.
I knew that would happen. Oh, yes, I've got one of those. So you're expertly placed to tell us, is this a good update or not?
I think it is, yeah, because a lot of people were looking for... it was one of their biggest requests, is what I was told from Sequential.
Right.
Because generally when I buy a synth, I'll put in some sort of feature requests and things like that, just any kind of ideas that I think would maybe they would benefit from. And that was, they said, for the TO5 and for the Take 5 was the biggest feature request they were asked for was polychain. I would have rather personally seen a 10 voice Take 5, so a Take 10 so and a TO10. Yeah. But even the same not the same form factor, but even if it was like a 49 or a 61, I would have loved to have seen that because they both of them are very, very good synths. Yeah, I think this is where the polychain thing, to play live with that, it's clunky. It's exactly like you say. You're not going to be able to take that on. Well, you could take it on stage, but it's not very. It's quite a clunky way of working. Whereas if you're in a studio and you were looking for 10 voices in a studio, you could just double track the one that you've got and you would have, okay, if you were looking to do maybe more sort of extended cord keys and things like that, then yeah, that's when it comes into its own. I bought a second OBX8 desktop and polychained my so I've got an OBX16,
Right.
and it works a treat. It really does. It works really well. Everything. It's basically I just play my Obi, like my OBX8 sits here, and this just at the background here is its desktop behind it.
Yeah.
And everything changes when I change everything on the OBX8. I don't even have to look at the desktop. Everything just talks. It's just basically uses up 2 stereo channels in the mixer, which is the downside to it. It'd be nice if they could just add like a slot to add an extra 8 voice card into these synths instead of having to have an extra desktop.
Yeah, because they did that with the Prophet 5 Rev 4, that they made the 5 voice version capable of being upgraded to the 10 voice version, or you could just go out and buy the 10 voice version.
Yes, same with the Rev 2. You can have an 8 or 16, and it was just a
That's
card
true,
that
yes.
you could put in.
That's it. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I mean, I know what a lot of people are going to be saying, that if you want 16 or multiple voices, that Oberheim sound, then go and get yourself one of those Behringer UBXAs, because that's 16 voice out of the box.
I thought you said the Oberheim sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Oh. Yeah, so you could do that for a lot less money, because I'm just looking at the prices now. It's €1,500 for a Take 5 or a Teo 5 keyboard, and it's about 1,100, 1,200 for the module. So if you wanted 10 voices of Teo 5 or Take 5, it's a big chunk of cash when you can go out and buy plenty of other stuff that gives you just as much, if not more, in terms of voices in a single form factor. And I'm puzzled as to why polychaining was such a well-requested feature on those synths. I mean, do you think they'll do the same with the form?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Voice?
Part of the. I suppose, yeah. I was just thinking part of the fun with the form is the poly aftertouch with it, but then it would just talk to the next one anyway, and you would still have that. You would have to use it via either the form or another poly aftertouch synth, I suppose. But yeah, it's hard to say. I would rather see a bigger synth and have it all in one synth. I would quite happily sell my Take 5 and buy a Take 10, or the Teo 5 and have a Teo 10.
Yeah. I tell you what would be nice is if you could polychain a Teo 5 and a Take 5 together.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think that question's been asked. I've read that in forums. I've never tried it myself.
Yeah.
That we would get some interesting results from that, because you could have basically, yeah.
That would be quite an interesting thing, but who knows? Mr. Spong, you're sat next to a Polyroot 12 there. You've got 12 voices of analog poly. You've got 16 voices of virtual analog in the montage. You've got 10 voices back there with the CS80.
Well, 8.
8. I thought it was 10. Why did I think it was 10?
I don't know.
Weird. Anyway, you've got plenty of analog voices there. Do you see the merit in having 2 boxes to get this?
Well, this sounds more like... I mean, the company benefits from this more than the user. I know polychaining is a good thing and all the rest of it, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. It just seems a bit cumbersome. I mean, they say that this is the most requested thing that they received.
Yeah, it was one of the highest feature requests, yeah.
But it actually probably it wasn't, and that's the excuse for doing this, because you can buy another synth again,
Yeah.
But I don't know. They probably, now that this, you can polychain, but you've got to buy another machine rather than be able to just slot a card in or something. Is the biggest request they're going to get now will probably be physically impossible or require a trip to a proctologist. So, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of money to get another 5 notes. Come on, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah.
And again, another box and all the rest of it. When in a world full of doors where you can just record it again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And get the MIDI to play back or whatever.
Yeah.
So it just seems a very expensive way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean there are other updates to this this OS. There's the extra art modes and things like that, but this is the the tag line for this one is poly chaining.
Yeah.
Is there a bunch, or are there people out there that have bought 2 of these things and just desperately want to hook them up, or have they got enough disposable income to go and buy a second one? I don't know. Andrew, what do you think?
Well, this is kind of a win-win for them. They've not had to release a new synth to make this happen. What they've done is update the firmware, and they've already got the hardware in place to connect the 2 things together. And for anyone using a single one of these, it's free, and if you happen to have 2, then you can connect them together. If a mate has 2, then you can connect them together, and that gives you 10 voices. That gives you sort of gives you a Prophet 10, sort of a bit. But I think, was it Nick House said, that there's software you can get on GitHub that allows you to polychain stuff from different keyboards together anyway. So you get note overflows going from one to another and that kind of thing. And I also remember the OB, as Kent will know, the OB8 voice. The fact that every single voice was different, there was something rather glorious about that. So you can already kind of do that with MIDI. You just get to connect 2 together. I mean, you won't get the overflow unless you use bits of there's plugins, by the way, for Cubase and various others that allow you to do exactly that. And it's kind of it's interesting. I don't you don't have to have 2. They've released this as a freebie. Yes, it would be nice if they did a 10 voice, but you can do it this way. It's still cheaper than a Prophet 10. I don't really care. It's good they've done it. I'm not quite sure why
as
there would
Scott
be a
said,
problem
if
with
it was one of the most requested features, then they've served their customers. We can only applaud them for doing that, because that's always a good thing.
And I suppose for people that, if it's, there's a lot of people out there that finances for everyone are hard at the moment. So for that side of things, if they were itching at the bit to have a 10-voice sequential synth or Oberheim synth, they can do it in 2 stages. They can start with the 5 voices and then go and buy the next one to up it to 10.
Yeah.
So they're not having to fork out £2,500 straight away. They could just, I think it just gives people more flexibility as far as finance goes as well.
Yeah, but when you look at it on paper, it's you're spending all that money again, right? You're not getting more features for this.
No,
you're not
all
getting
you're
more
is the
sounds.
voices.
You're just paying for voices.
Yeah, and
when
that's
you look
where
at it like that, it's going, well, that's not really value for money. Is it?
Yeah. And this is
I
the
want
thing.
11 voices.
There are some new synth functions in there, such as envelope repeats and LFO slews and some effects and other bits and bobs.
Yeah, there's new ARP features and stuff.
Yeah, new ARP and new
But
patches.
But those aren't tied to the polychaining. Those are just new features for the synth engines themselves.
Yeah.
Polychaining is in of itself a thing. Yeah, it's interesting. It's good. I mean, they're serving the customer. And
I think that from what I can see as well, that there are quite a few people that tend to buy more than one sequential circuit synth that almost collect them, have little collections just of sequential, because they have that sound. The same with Oberheims, right? And it would be nice if all of those talk to each other. Get an essence. Yeah, Dr.
It's not
Synth.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong at all.
512.
Anyway,
so
there it is. Take 5 and Teo 5 have just had the 2.0 update, and you get poly chaining and a whole bunch of other bits and bobs in there as well. Have fun.
You seem very quiet, Robbie.
Do I?
Yeah, just a little quieter than you were.
No.
Seem to be hitting the levels here. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
Very
you
strange.
sound fine from here, yeah.
Yes.
Pardon?
Hey, what?
Anyway, that's that. Let's talk about this. I threw this one in last minute, so you guys, I appreciate that you might have had a chance to look at this, but this is new from Tuppet. It is Drummer Time.
Drummer Time is a step-based drum sequencer for Eurorack designed with large tactile buttons. It comes in 2 versions, as a single 1U module with 74 HP and is 2 separate modules with 1U 60 HP and 3U 4 HP. Drummer Time is optimized for live performance and allows quick programming and editing of drum patterns. It features 8 instrument tracks with analog trigger and MIDI output. The accent instrument can serve a special role and modulate trigger width and MIDI velocity. The pattern-based sequencer consists of 16 patterns, with each pattern capable of containing up to 16 steps. Additionally, these patterns can be combined to create a song with a maximum of 32 patterns. Drummer Time features many live and performance modes. In mute mode, you can live mute instruments. Tap recording allows you to quickly enter new patterns. Various play directions, including a smart random mode, can be triggered without losing sync. In Song View, you can immediately switch between patterns while staying in sync.
Anyway, it goes on, but this is Drummer Time, and I was very tempted to do my MC Hammer impression, but I'll let Legacy Hand do that for me in the form of words. Right. Kosh says, finally, a thin thingy. It is, what it is basically a drum sequencer. And let me just throw this up onto the screen. Here we go. Ignore the YouTube thing there. So this is what it is. It's a 1U rack mount sized 16-step drum trigger with 8 drum outputs, individual drum outputs, a MIDI output as well. It has 16 patterns that are chainable up to 32 patterns in a song. It's compatible with either analog or MIDI-based systems, so you can use it in Eurorack or you can use it elsewhere. Obviously the programming interface is XOX inspired. You can copy and paste patterns around. There's swing, there's probability in there. You can use it to mute and solo things within your patterns. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. And you can also have it in a single 1U 74 HP module, or a 1U 60 HP and a 3U 4 HP. So you can basically break out those connections and put those into your regular Eurorack vertical mounted type thing. I don't know if that's the right terminology. I'm probably going to get a whole bunch of Eurorackers jump on me now and kick my head in for saying things wrong, but I don't care. But this is actually kind of a cool thing, and it kind of harks back to that thing we were saying with the Behringer thing, and I prefer 16 steps in a line because that's kind of how I was taught to do stuff back in the day. You can actually, talking of polychaining as well, you can chain multiple drummer times together to get longer sequences or trigger more instruments. It's not particularly cheap. It's a few hundred euros. Let's have a look, see if it's in here. I can't find it again. I thought I had it in here. Drummer time. Sounded a bit like the Fun Boy 3 there. Drummer time.
It was down one more.
Yeah, was it there? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There you go. 218. That's for the 74 HP single module. If you want the 60, it's not. I'm clicking on the wrong bit here. There we go. If you want the 60 plus 3U, it's the same price. Look at that. So yeah, I don't know. This is. We're probably the wrong people to talk about this because none of us are actually into Eurorack or anything. Maybe Andy Brooks is in there. Apparently, there you go. Look, I got my terminology. All good. Thank you very much indeed. Wow. Wonders will never cease. I don't know. What do we think of this? I'm not into this world, but if I was, I would probably want one of these.
Yeah,
I would want one just for the buttons. I think the buttons look as cool as hell.
Yeah, I must admit, again, this module gives you the ideal opportunity to experience what it's like to write an email in 1979.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, I mean, Tuppet check. I mean, I know him well. He's a great guy. I know that it'll be built well, works out of the box and all that sort of stuff. You know,
bit like me.
Like exactly, yeah, or in the box even. But no, it's not a pub. Shut up, Kent. It's doing his MIDI retrofits. You know, they come out of the box, fit and bang, and they work. You know, it's no problems.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can. It's very. You really need to know what the hell you're doing. There again, with most of this stuff, you have to, I suppose. So, yeah, I think
it's
that'll do quite
desirable.
well. Yeah. It's weird having that 74 HP along there. Because again, so where do you actually fit that in a rack then?
Is 74 HP the same as a 19-inch 1U?
No idea. As far as I was concerned,
somebody
it
in
was
the
a
chat
spicy
enlighten us.
sauce you put on chips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently it's Eurorack
Tan.
1U format.
Yeah, Tanith's saying I don't have space for 1U
Well, that clears
modules
it
at the
up.
moment, so it must just be a 1U module.
Don't know.
Yeah, but in the horizontal.
Because I can imagine somebody at Wagyu who is devoted to 19-inch rack mount stuff, throw this into one of his racks and plug it into something, and away you go. But I don't know if it's that. See, this whole HP thing, the only HP I know is brown and it comes out of a bottle and you have it with your breakfast. Apparently a 19-inch rack is 84 HP and this is 70-something. So, too many HPs.
I'm a bit of an expert on Eurocock, and the thing about it is that, I mean, regardless of whether or not this is for a Eurorack or otherwise, for live work, look at what Hans has just built for his live thing. I know he's got a bazillion pounds and he's built that huge, great modular thing for whatever, but lots of people do live work with synths. I love the idea that you could program this on the fly. I love it. Like the Behringer, it's something which you can get hands-on with really, really quickly on the fly, and it does look like they're a reasonable size. It looks like they're pretty tactile, and it's got enough functionality for for live works. I think this looks like a good thing. Yeah, it's not my particular world, but you know what? Rather than using this thing, or imagine the CR78. This is imagine doing that with this, but you're programming all the grooves on the fly. I like that a lot. I like it a lot.
I think it was Nick that mentioned the Behringer RS9 Eurorack module, which is essentially a 909 sound engine, but the buttons are 4x4, and I always struggle with. I think that's one of the obstacles I always had with the MPC was that 4x4. I'm trying to put those 4 rows into one row of 16 because that's the way my brain has been taught, and so I always kind of struggle with that a little bit. And maybe I should have persevered, but I like if this was my thing, I would prefer this to have the 16 straight buttons in a row, nicely arranged. So yeah, but yeah, it's interesting thing. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a drum machine, but it's not. It's just a controller, so there's no sound in here at all. But you can plug it into anything, and away you go.
It's a good thing. I like it a lot.
Interesting thing. So let's see. I think we've kind of come to the end of the news thing. Actually, no. There's one more thing. That we haven't talked. And this is really just kind of like news. There's no demonstration of anything. I can't play you any videos because none exist. But Michigan Synthworks have announced a new instrument that will be coming soon. I'm just going to change the barcode. There it is. Right. So this is the MSW820, which is essentially some Roland style analog oscillators fed through a 16 mode filter, which is based, I believe, on their Caveman Totem 16 mode filter. MSW, I've heard some of their stuff, and it really does have that early Roland sound to it. They do sound lovely. Apparently, this will also be able to be fitted into a Eurorack case. But they're making some really cool stuff at the moment. There's no price on this. There's no availability date at all, which is a bit frustrating. But they sneaked it out just the other day. And I don't know, has anybody had any experience of Michigan Soundworks?
No.
Yeah, no.
That looks neat, though.
It does, doesn't it? It's quite a pretty thing, and very, it's kind of got that Roland flow, the sections and
Yeah.
Because what was the other one they did that looked very 101 like? I can't remember what that was now, what model that was. But yeah, it looks kind of interesting. So I'll be very.
I like
16 mode filter.
Yeah, I love the look of that, and I did have a look. There is if you go on the Gear News site, there's which I think Robbie wrote the article. There's a video. There's a video showing the Caveman filter, which is a Eurorack filter. Yeah, and it's astonishingly good, and it does remind me of a lot of the different variants of filter, like the SH5, some of the System 100 stuff. There's lots of different filters that I've used, plus a bunch more. This is going to make it sound good. I know that weren't they planning to release a 3 oscillator version of
the
this
830 that's been put on hold, and this is kind of in its place. So hopefully we'll see the other one come through.
Do we have any idea or sense of what kind of price this might be?
Nope, none whatsoever.
Okay,
unfortunately.
Interesting thing though.
Yeah, it's not even on their website. It's interesting. I'd like to hear it, but we can't. But I thought, seeing as we're a little bit light on the news this week, I thought I'd throw that in there. It's killed about 30 seconds, but that's okay.
I'm assuming it's just a mono synth. There's no polyphony or anything with it, is there?
So let me just get you the details here, as much as we know.
Monophonic.
Yeah, monophonic.
Monophonic. No, sorry, I'm looking at what it was based on.
Because the 810 was the other one, wasn't it? 2 oscillators, 16 mode filter. Yeah, there's just not a huge amount known about it. But it's based on the 3109 OTA chip, which was, of course, used in those kind of classic Roland synthesizers. So it does have that really lovely Roland sound of the early 1980s. And it looks like it's got plenty of connectivity at the back as well. So it looks quite a flexible little thing. But when we learn more about it, we'll bring it to you and let you know, and hopefully get you some sound demos. So that's that. Now, something I did cover on Gear News this week was a couple of things, and these are, you can't go out and buy these, but they are worth looking at simply because Craig Barnes, who has put these together, has done an exceptional job. Now, I know that we've spent years and years and years taking hardware synths and making them into software. What Craig has done is he's taken a software synth and made it into hardware. He's made his very own Cherry Audio Quadra synth.
Wow.
So this is a unit that comprises, is that a 73 or 76 note keyboard? It's not 61, is it? It's a bigger one than that. So he's got that controller in there, and then he's created an interface, a physical interface that matches that of the Cherry Audio Quadra plugin. Operating that interface is a small teensy board that he's custom built, and you can get everything, all of the schematics and the bill of materials and all of that stuff from his GitHub page. And from that front panel, you can now control that plugin, which is sitting, as you can see there, the display is on the left hand side. It's a PC, a very small PC that's tucked away inside there, running the plugin on Windows. And it's a hell of a project, and it looks amazing. Now, I saw this one, and when I sort of dug around on the GitHub page, this is not the only one that he's done. He's also done the Cherry Audio memory mode in exactly the same way. So, I mean, it's incredible. And these are one-offs. You can go off and build your own if you feel that way inclined. And say you go to Craig's GitHub page and find that out. I'm going to go to our resident controller building expert, Mr. Kent Spong. We spoke about this the other day, and you mentioned something about this being along similar lines to what you had maybe been thinking of doing yourself, because obviously you've done the Touch Digital Oscar controller, which was that big knob function controller for the G-Force Oscar. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a brilliant thing. I think it's good on him. Good on him. And he's. I like the way he's put the all the designs and build list up on his page and everything, because otherwise you end up 30 grand in debt. So you don't build them commercially. This is really, really good. The difference from what I was thinking of doing this time around was to actually use original old cases.
Right.
So the memory mode would actually be put into a proper memory mode keyboard. Yeah. Sort of thing. And then all the old gear can get rid of that. So, because I've got lots of, dead cases. So, but that would be ones and twos, it's nothing bigger. But it's a brilliant idea, I think. Yeah. And I still, I think I had better check that I still have the copyright on my controller board, because that controller board, you just pop it in the case and then you just hang everything off it that you want.
Yeah.
And you can have it as a separate controller, or bring in a Tinsy or whatever, and then have it running within the case, which is, let's face it, far more useful.
Because the clever thing that's going on here is what he's programmed on that Teensy board to have his hardware speak directly to the software. And I guess it's all down. I know he mentions on his GitHub page that he's been speaking with Cherry Audio and asking them to implement some level of control. I don't know whether it's CC controls or something along those lines. But if your plugin doesn't respond to those per function, then I guess that's why he has to have the Teensy board to do those translations.
Yeah, do the translations for it, yeah.
Because he's also back engineered the presets from the synth into, so he's taken the presets and he's extracted them so that you can store those presets in the Teensy board, and then as you select it, it just pings all of the settings across, so you get the preset in the plugin. I mean,
because my controller also had the NRPNs as well for additional extensions that weren't covered by all of the CC numbers that were available, obviously. But and obviously he's got the same kind of thing going on there as well. But it's a really good way of doing it. I must say.
But it's obviously limited to doing that one instrument, which is fine. I mean, but it would. We've had so many controllers over the years that have tried to be one controller for many synths, and it just doesn't.
Well, it can do with overlays, but the thing is, then it's the spacing of the knobs, and or you've got a controller that uses sliders and knobs, and then you've got one that just uses knob and another one just uses sliders and stuff, and you've got the overlays with the names. You still have to wander around looking for what is going to be controlling what. So it can be very much a one-trick pony kind of thing, but if there's a particular piece of software that you absolutely adore and use it on a regular basis, then
absolutely.
If you want to go the hardware route with it, then
I've seen people make mock Fairlights. So they've either used the iPad app, or they've used Quasar Beach, the software that Adam Strange put together, and they've taken a controller and they put it into a white box, and they've built some sort of shroud for the monitor and made it look a little bit like a Fairlight. And I guess that's, for me, that's, I don't know, you have to be a particular I want to say a particular type of person, but you have to have a particular passion for that kind of thing. I haven't got the time or the patience to do anything like that, but I can see we used to do that when we were kids. We'd build mock versions of things. Nowadays, they actually work. But
the controller that I built designed for what's his mush? I forgot his name. Bloody hell! He'll never forgive me. Omnisphere.
For Eric
Percy.
Eric, sorry. Yeah, Eric. And I designed this self-contained unit, and he was talking about, we'll have to have a Mac Mini inside it, and then you have the movable monitor systems and the rails and all the rest of it, and blah, 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 blah. So it's a self-contained Omnisphere keyboard. and so it's just 3 touchscreens and stuff like that. And it's still doable, and actually makes more sense now with Omnisphere 3 than it did with that one then, because the keyboard I was trying to use then was poly aftertouch and all that kind of thing, and we was hoping it was going to implement all this stuff in, because this was during Omnisphere 1 days, and then Omnisphere 2 was going to come out, and then it would work with this system. But of course the money, there was no money in the end after the touch digital one, and so I couldn't build it. But yeah, there's a future in this. I know there is. There's got to be. There's some sort of future in this. But I think there is a market for them. I must admit.
Yeah.
I must admit.
Well, I mean, you can build your own. Just go and download all the information from the GitHub page. Scott.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think, you can see his workmanship that's gone into that as well. It's superb. It's I noticed Dina's face when it first came up. It was just, well, not the face, but it was just like a question mark. She was like,
Yeah.
But he has done a very good job of both, to be fair. The memory moog looks great as well. But you saying that this isn't, it's just a personal project, it's not something that he's going to be doing commercially, which is a shame.
Is not a commercial venture, no. I mean, I imagine there's a lot. I think if you watch the video, there are a couple of YouTube videos where he talks you through the process. It's not a simple, easy thing to have done, but he shared all of his information on GitHub, so you're able to, if you want to go down that route,
you can
yourself.
You
can, and then you can just source your own, controller and build your own front panels. I mean, he was talking on the video about the Quadra, about he's had multiple iterations of the actual overlay on the panel. He had it printed in different ways, and now he's quite happy with the way he's got it. I can't tell you. You have to go and watch the video to find out exactly what he's done. But it's very interesting, and I just found it interesting that we spent all these years, trying to emulate the hardware and into a software package, and now we're sort of coming back the other way, so to speak, in a very sort of limited kind of way. Would you entertain one of these, Andrew?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. I think we've talked about the idea of taking soft synths and putting hardware around them. There have been lots of people or lots of companies that have created what they say are omni something interfaces, which will then allow you to control anything and have whatever, and they never work well. And they kind of work as long as you're just using the presets and changing the filter and nothing else. No one's done this in this way, aside from Kent. No one's done this in this way where they've taken the software version and put all of the hardware and the extended hardware that's used by the Cherry plugs into this format, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. I was trying to think of a precedent for it, and it strikes me that in the car world there's been lots of custom shops for years, and people doing custom versions of stuff, butchering their cars, jacking up the backs, putting in bigger engines. And then there are the high-end custom shops that actually do something called resto mods, where they take the car, the frame, they try to keep as much of the original, essentially bodywork as possible, but they'll stick in an upgraded engine, they'll stick in better suspension, they'll stick, all of that kind of stuff. And I think the fact that this is knob and button per function and works with software is really interesting. I think Kent's right. I think this is something that will grow. I think there's going to be a high-end demand for something like this. I'd love some of these things, and what would be really interesting is to see a software-only instrument, one that's not ever been in the real world, bought into this kind of format as well. I think this has legs at some point. I don't think it's going to be expensive to do, but I really like the idea of it, and I'd love to have the memory mode.
It is expensive to do. It is expensive to do.
Yeah, but so
the thing is, this isn't something new. Not really. If you look at it in these terms, that's what an M8X is. It's software in hardware. That's what a Hydrosynth is.
But the difference is with the M8X, just to extend this, and this is why I like this particular version, Craig's version, is You don't have knob per function for the ANX engine. You don't, and I miss that. I really would like that. I'd love that for all exposed, so everything is available.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
clever
but
about this is
the principle of it. I mean,
the principle's there, and the principle's been there forever, but no one's done it, so they've actually given a knob and button per function that echoes exactly what's in the software, not what was in the original hardware, but what's in the software, which is enhanced. I love it. I think it's a really brilliant idea. I think it's a really clever idea.
I think just the very fact that someone has put that amount of time and effort and cost into producing that, I think I know that Cherry Audio are aware of this, and I think that it would be great if they could do something with him. That would be very cool.
And by the way, I think, Ken, because you've talked about this before, we've talked about it, you taking, the cases for things where the electronics are no longer available, they've died, they've gone, and you've been having to skip some of these things. Imagine being able to take those for a client and say, look, I'm going to give you something that does that. But it's, you're going to have all the controls, everything's as was, but the internal guts are completely different. You don't need to know about that. You're going to get that sound. You're going to get all the versions of it in this one box, in an original box.
Yeah.
I think that's a cracking idea.
I would
Ken.
imagine,
really do.
at least to start with, it's going to have to be something that is a built-to-order kind of market. Really.
Yeah.
At least.
I wonder if with us talking about it and other people, I wonder whether he might get a few requests of people to say, look, you just tell me how much it costs and I'll pay you to build one of those for me, but do it with this synth or that synth.
Hell, I'm thinking of doing it.
Well, there you go. Get in there.
Yeah.
Jamie very rightly pointed out that the Open Labs Nico, that came and went. It was basically a Windows computer with a keyboard attached to it, and it would run pretty much any plugin that was around at the time. But I seem to remember that Nico was bogged down in all sorts of issues and problems. It never really fully worked the way it was intended to work, I don't think. I know that Renato Nato, who played with Prince in the early 2000s, he was a big proponent of that, as was, I think, Morris Hayes had one as well. And they used to gig with them, so they must have been fairly reliable. But it was, as Jamie says, it was before its time. But a very interesting thing. And of course, we mustn't forget the kind of granddaddy of all hardware controllers wrapped around a piece of software, the LPPG Realizer, which of course never made it to market and would have cost probably about the same price as a Synclavier or Fairlight back at the time. I mean, it was this amazing blue box. I've still yet to... I know there are one or two around. I'd love to see one of those in the flesh. They were just an incredible thing. But it's been... we review something or talk about something on here some years ago. I think it might have been when Ben was around, maybe Chris as well. And it was basically a big screen with
buttons all around.
Yeah, knobs all around the edge.
Yeah.
And then you could just you could load up a plug-in and it would know that that's the plug-in, and therefore it would then draw a little line to the knob that was controlling those particular.
Hasn't Ty got
had
one
strips
of
or
those?
something. Probably he might have.
But I think the thing is, this is the fact that this has all the knobs and buttons that were on the original, plus some, that reflect. So you have access to everything. Everything's in the right place. For anyone that wants one of these instruments, everything's in the right place. That's what I love about Kent's idea of taking the original cases and then just using their existing layout and then putting, the digital version of this inside the box. I think that's fantastic because you don't have anything breaking down again, and you've got access to it. There will be people will want that. Talk to Hans, tell him to commission you. Tell him to do an 80.
One of the things that became, because I hadn't thought of this at the time, but when I was talking with Eric, one of the things that became very apparent very quickly is when it comes to taking software out of its computer domain and putting it into hardware, there is a licensing nightmare awaiting you. It's a lot of that side of things that has to be hammered out as well.
Maybe that's why he's not doing this commercially.
Yeah, could be.
Well, no, I think the reason he wouldn't do this commercially is it actually requires a shit ton of money to set up the tooling and everything to build these. building one, easy enough. You use the tools around you, I know. But if you're buying in bulk of 50 of this, 50 of that, and everything, because that's the only way it becomes financially viable, he's got to fork out a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So
A shit ton.
Half God says pigments in the keyboard would be good. I think that's the general consensus, that if Arturia could do, a fully realised pigments, because you can have pigments in the keyboard with the Astrolab, but knob per function, all of that stuff. But when you look at pigments and how deep it is and how complex it is, if you wanted to get that into a physical hardware unit, there'd be probably a lot of menu diving and
I think you would end up on the same lines as the Iridium, something like that.
Some synthesizers, some instruments are just best realized in software, and some are best realized in hardware, I guess.
you would have the choice of either menu diving or have a controller the size of Brixton.
Exactly.
Isn't it? It's one or the other.
Yeah. I would love to know if Arturia, they wouldn't tell us, but I'd love to know if they've ever sort of investigated that route of putting pigments in as a
And then there's Contact, of course. Native Instruments Contact, that in a box.
Yeah, their NKS, their NKS platform kind of blends that in some way, but it's still not one for one. But there you go, yeah. Talking of Cherry Audio, of course, as we often do because they're good friends of the show, they just released a new teaser video. That's coming out on the 25th of November. That's not next week, the week after. And yes, they'll be coming on the show to talk about it, although we have a slight difference. We won't be doing a live show on the 28th. We're actually going to we're going to record it and then broadcast it on the 28th because of logistical reasons for that week, but mainly Thanksgiving. But yeah, we're going to get, I think we're having Dan and Mal and I think James Terrace, who's always great value for money. So we'll have hopefully the three of those guys on, plus all of us, or as many of us as we can put together, to talk about this brand new Cherry Audio synth. And the speculation has, as always, become rife. There's lots of guesses going in there. Some are close, some are way off the mark. But yeah, there's some... It's going to be good. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be good. So yeah, make sure if you want to know more about it and the development behind it and why it is in existence, then make sure you join us on the 28th of November for that show, which it won't be live. You can still chat away in the comments and leave your feedback, but we won't respond because we won't be there. It'll all be in the past. So there's no point me going around the table here asking, what do you think it is? Because we know what it is. We can't tell you. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Just
we could pretend.
This space. We could pretend.
Yeah, I wish I knew.
I wonder what it is.
I know what it is. It's going to be a software version of the Quadra that Craig did.
Yes. There you go. That's a good guess.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the Stylophone 350.
So it's a software emulation of the hardware emulation of the memory mode.
Yeah.
Or the ARP Quadra,
yeah. It's like those mirrors you get in lifts, isn't it? And
the
where does that
Timberwolf
reflection
Rev 2.
end?
The Timberwolf Rev 2. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Mate, and this time we really get it wrong. Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's the flight nav computer from Airwolf. I like it.
You've been on form today. You really have.
Yeah. So that's Cherry Audio. They will be on the show in a couple of weeks' time. We're also working on some other really cool guests. And I slipped Trevor Horn my business card before anybody makes anything up. When I met Trevor last week, and I said to him, we do the show, and he went, "Oh, do you? Oh, yeah." So I'm imagining my business card is probably at the bottom of a waste bin at the Apex Theatre in Bury St Edmunds, where he tossed it after I'd left the room. But I'm hoping that he did what he said he did, and that was to pass it to his manager. So fingers crossed. That would be amazing to get him on. But we are looking at getting some really interesting guests on. I don't want to say too much, not because they're secret, because I don't want to build people's hopes up. But we've got some good people lined up. Amanda Chowdhury, who is in the chat, is going to be on the show just after Christmas. We're going to be talking all things Cat Synth TV and talking about what she has planned for NAMM, because obviously NAMM is going to happen at the end of January. So we're going to get Amanda on because I want to talk to Amanda about her history and her past and the music she makes and the channel that she runs, which is fantastic, and the tutorials that she does are really in depth and very, very interesting. So we've been threatening to get her on the show for a long time, but we are going to get her, and we have, I think we've agreed that day. I don't know. I'm not sure if she replied, but yeah. She's definitely going to be on. We've got some interesting people from the world of electronic music documentaries possibly lined up. Maybe we'll get Trevor Horn in. Who knows? We definitely want to get Mick McNeil back on at some point. And we'll be doing our Christmas special this year. Although Christmas falls at a funny time, so we might do the Christmas show. I don't know, because normally Boxing Day in the UK, which is the day after Christmas for those outside of the UK, is a Friday. So I don't know whether to do the Christmas show the week before or do the Christmas show on Boxing Day, which feels a little bit late. So I think we should do it before. Maybe we should put that to a poll or something.
Yeah, make it pre. Yeah, make
pre,
it pre.
Yeah. And the same thing with New Year, because New Year's Day is the Thursday.
It normally falls on the same day, doesn't it?
Yeah, so New Year's Day is on the Thursday, so it's a little bit odd with the way it falls. So we'll do that. But what we normally do at Christmas is we open the door to all of our friends from around the world and say, just drop in and say hi and wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a cavalcade, shall we say, of guests, old and new. So we need to arrange it. But the problem, I've said this before, the problem we've had with guests, and it's not a problem, is that when we started doing this show in March or April of 2020, we were about to be in the grip of a horrible pandemic and everybody was stuck at home. And so getting hold of guests was really flipping easy because they were all at home, they didn't have anything to do, and if they had something to promote, this was the only way they could promote it. So we were able to get loads of people in. As the world opened up and these people were actually able to go back on the road or get back in the studio and do all this stuff, they've not been so easy to get hold of. So I want to reach back to those heights of getting some really cool guests on for our community to engage with. So if you have any suggestions, moreover, if you have any solid contacts for people that you'd like to see on the show, then do, of course, let us know. rob@prosynthnetwork.com is the email address, or prosynthnetwork@gmail.com. If you do have anyone, a solid, reliable contact, we are more than happy to reach out to these people and try and get them on the show. I think we've we have hit the limit. We've got nothing more to talk about. We've only got like 9 minutes of the show, so let's waffle a bit.
What you could
do?
No.
Scott McCauley Sounds has a special offer on. Tell us all about it, Scott,
Ooh.
because you do some amazing stuff.
Just started a sale, my Black Friday sale yesterday, so I've basically just everything in the shop's been knocked down by 30% at the moment. So for anyone that's interested, just go and grab yourself a bargain. It's been a busy day with sales today, so there's obviously been a lot of people just sitting on the fence waiting for it to start. So it's been a busy day today, which is good.
Excellent. There it is. Scott McCauley Sounds and Synthesis. There's the website. It's synthsounds.co.uk is the link. I think that's your latest one. Is the E7?
The E7, yeah, that's the latest one.
And there's stuff for the OBX8, the OB6, the Moog 1. There's some cool tutorial videos on there as well. And if you go to the patch bank section here, you can see all of these. There's loads of stuff in there. And say all Black Friday sale with 30% off everything. I'm thinking about doing a quick sort of 3 or 4 day sale over the Black Friday weekend with the merch. So we'll let people know about that as well. But yeah, there's some great stuff in there. And my favourite, well, you know what my favourite ones are, Polygroups.
Yeah.
Still waiting on Volume 3. But
Volume
not,
3.
have I
Volume
mentioned
3.
that?
You should have said,
that?
Robbie.
I
You should have
said.
said.
Yeah, I should say that, yeah.
Did you
But
mention
there's some
Volume
stuff
3?
in there. Sorry, I did, yes. But
You did? Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
did. But it might be worth mentioning Volume 3 again.
Volume 3? Yes, all right. You should mention
Yeah.
Volume 3 again, yeah.
Absolutely. And whilst we're at it, I think because he's in the chat and we love him and we haven't seen him in ages and we want to see him back on our screens very soon, I think we should also give this guy a mention, the one and only Jamie from Geosynths,
Yeah.
who also
Yay.
does amazing sound design and banks. And I don't know if Jamie's got any plans for any discounts for Black Friday, but who cares? You don't need them. These are really good patches at really good prices. So there's loads of stuff in there. I've got a bunch of these. They're very, very good. So well worth investing in. But please do.
And I hope the
go and
hand's
check it
getting
out.
better as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow down and use some cream. So let me just give a
Stay
big
away
shout
from the
out
hub.
Let me give a big shout out to Nick Howard, who once again has gifted the ProSynth Network membership. That's a YouTube channel membership. Enjoy that, whoever's received it. And Dragon has gifted 10 of the memberships. Well done. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. And I hope everyone that takes advantage of those uses them. You can get access if you go to the posts tab on our YouTube channel. If you remember, you will see all of the free bonus stuff. So there's links to download all the patches. There's the videos with adverts and all sorts of stuff in there. So it's well worth doing. And of course, it supports the channel. Our friend Mike, I don't know. Please tell me. He's donated not just one lot of 20 euros, but a second lot of not euros, Swedish krona. So thank you very much indeed for that. Multiple donations.
I need new glasses. I thought that said sex, 20 quid. And I'm going, yeah, bargain, I'll have a couple.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, so thank you to everyone that's donated. You guys look after us, and we are very, very grateful because it helps keep the channel running nice and smooth. Because at the end of November is when the big bill comes in, so we need to be able to pay that one. Otherwise, you might not be here in December to do that Christmas show. But thank you very much indeed for that. So Scott McCauley has a wonderful 30% off everything Black Friday special on his website. I know my inbox is filling up every day. Like I keep looking down, there's like how many emails in like the last couple of hours, and they're all Black Friday deals. And I don't think I've taken advantage of any yet. I probably will buckle under the pressure at some point. Jamie, mate, you didn't have to, but we're so fucking happy that you did. Thank you very much indeed. That's superb. Thank you so much. That goes straight into the coffers to pay the bills and keep the electricity running. Thank you very much indeed. Andrew, what are you doing over the next 7 days that you can tell us about?
Yes, I can tell you. But I'm preparing for a video shoot. We're testing cameras and things. We're putting. Sorry,
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Feet and socks.
Only feet.
Only feet.
Only feet.
I'm building my Samsung sock out ready, so you can put your phone in that. We said 200 quid. It will be available on ProSynth Network, no doubt. We'll brand it there. The sock.
Only socks.
Only grand.
Only socks. Only grands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're doing video shoots and stuff, yeah.
No, that's it. Video. I've got a shoot coming up in Dublin, so we're just getting ready for that, and then the long road roll down to Christmas, which is good.
Cool, excellent stuff. Kent, I suppose your work is going to be toss up between spraying the Mustang and fixing synthesizers to pay for the spraying of the Mustang.
Pretty much, yeah. I was thinking of streaming tomorrow, actually, of me spraying said Mustang.
Okay.
Unless Well, you see, the thing is, Synchrotron does his 10 till midday, doesn't he? But he hasn't
Yes.
done it for the last 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And so if he's not doing that, it
not
makes
seen him
spraying
in
a
the chat.
Mustang difficult.
Not
No.
seeing him in the chat. Maybe he's busy.
So I
Maybe he's
may
getting a life, you
stream.
know, outside
Well,
of his little room.
Yeah, well, we try.
He's having a break. That's Chrissy saying he's having a
Okay,
break.
there we go. So you take
That's
the break.
fair,
Oh, that's
dude.
fair enough.
That's
I mean,
fair,
yeah,
Cheers, Chris.
we know what it's like to do 2 hours of live streaming every week. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But no, okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, there are plenty of other shows to watch across the weekend, and of course, our own Jason Jervis will be doing his on Sunday, and of course,
Yeah.
then again on Wednesday as well. So lots of stuff happening there. I think we've managed to kind of get there. This week. What am I doing this week? I'm writing an article this weekend that I'm really looking forward to writing, because it's going to be about an album that I absolutely adore, and it's about the synthesizers that we used in that album. And that's all I'm saying. And that'll be coming out on Gear News on Sunday, I think. But I took delivery today of a couple of things that will be soundtracking my writing. And this is the new box set from Propaganda that just came out today. It's 6 CDs of just amazing content. A lot of it previously unreleased. And then I also got the Atmos version of this absolute stone cold banger. Songs from the Big Chair.
Nice.
So I'm going to be listening to the Atmos version of that at some point over the weekend. So lots of music listening, which is going to involve me kicking the family out, because I just want to go in the room and just shut the doors and
Have you
wallow.
got the Atmos version of Sowing the Seeds? Or has it not been released yet?
Yes. No, it's not Atmos. It's 5.1. But yeah, I've got that. Yeah, and it's very good. I had the Fairlight that was used on that album in here many years ago. And that's the other thing I'm doing, is I'm wrapping up a Fairlight to go. Yay! It's going at last. I'll be winding down that side of my business accordingly over the next few months. So there we go. Ian Cole has done a very silly thing, he says, and he's bought an MPC Alive 3 and a Rhythm.
And a rhythm.
That's a really good. Those are both really good buys.
Yeah.
Yeah. MPC Live 3 and Rhythm, both really cool instruments. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy those.
Nicely done, sir.
The next time we see you, Ian, we'll expect you to have dreadlocks.
Yep. And speaking in some dodgy patois.
What?
Patois.
Baby Gib.
With a Yorkshire accent.
All right,
Baby
mate.
Gib.
Up the buggies.
We're out, mate. We're out. We're from Droitwich.
That's Midlands. He's from Yorkshire. But never mind, it's close enough, I suppose. Anyway, that's the end of the show, guys. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for us to say goodbye. To everyone that's watched, thank you so much. Really enjoyed your company as always. Thanks for all the contributions in the chat, both vocally and financially. They are all incredibly welcome. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. I hope it's good. I hope you don't get too wet out in the weather here that we're having in the UK. If you're outside of the UK, if you're in Australia, summer is about to launch itself. So enjoy that. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Stay safe, and do come back here next week, where you'll get more of the same, if not worse. All for a couple of hours on a Friday night to see your weekend in. Thanks ever so much for watching. Take great care of yourselves, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Oh, and don't forget to let us know in the comments or on our Facebook page, or send me an email at prosynthnetwork@gmail.com what you thought about the vertical version of the stream compared to the horizontal version, and do you like it? Should we keep it? Should we not? Is it a waste of time? Do let us know. So we'd love to hear from you from there. Until next time, see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.